Hello everyone, it is Zigzag here. Welcome back to Geoguessr Explained, and welcome back to the road to #1 in the world. The season is reset, so we're going to be playing Master 1s now. It's not as bad as playing Master 2s. We can actually still gain at least 1 rating or 2 rating per game. And let's see what happens. I'm really hoping that we can take some wins today because I feel like I'm definitely better than 1600. But I'm just hoping that, we can improve that today. And so I'm thinking the queue's not going to be too long. It is the worst time of day to queue, but I'm queuing NM and NMPZ and in Master 1, so we should find one very soon. Okay, after a short wait, we have our first opponent who's 800 rated, so we're literally double this person's rating. Let's very fast send here, and we're NMPZ. Okay, I like that from the opponent. And they have insta-guessed as well. So we have a fairly reddish road here. It's fairly sunny as well. I don't know, this is a very generic Uruguay round. I think this is actually just in the middle of the country, to be honest with you. And it was actually in the northeast there. Decent guess from the opponent, especially for an 800 rating. Not too bad. But Uruguay, I think we had some thick signposts there, which you do see in Uruguay much more, or very much more often than Argentina. Next one here, we have the Latin American antenna. And this one's kind of difficult. This could be Mexico, could be Ecuador, or Colombia. I think everything feels relatively Mexican, though. It's probably my main idea here. Could be Campeche, could be Veracruz. I think I prefer Campeche narrowly here, but yeah, could be Colo. It was Yucatan. Insta-send is really impressive from the opponent this time. This time, they were legitimately... I was thinking that definitely could be like a really weird Colo or something. So, impressive stuff so far. Next one here. And we appear to be in South Africa. We have a Western Cape pole here. This is definitely the type of round to go quickly on. And yeah, opponent did not know it, so that's going to be G damage there, which is gratifying because it's not fun to have a drawn-out one where it gets to high multis. And we do gain 0 rating there, which is probably reasonable because we literally have double the rating of the opponent. So it sucks. This system is absolutely dookie. But let's head into it again. And we have Hingle Kringleberry, which is an opponent that should give us 1 rating if we beat him. So... let's see how we go against Hingle here, and we'll give him a wave back. We have some Polish bollards, and it's fairly flat here. I think it's definitely the type of round that's screaming for... oh, it's NM... no, it's NMPZ as well. Wow, our opponents are like an NMPZ at the moment. But, yeah, it's definitely the type of round that screams middle of Poland with these red bollards and the double road lines. And Hingle gets it, so that's good. Only 123 points of damage there. That didn't even look northeast at all, so I'm glad I just went middle instead of trying to go for something there. Next one here, what's going on? Looks like it's going to be like Taiwan to me, I would say. Yeah, almost certainly Taiwan. We have the front of the Google car here, this like blue blur, and then, or it could be Hong Kong, actually, now that I thought of it. So I was maybe a bit too hasty here, but our opponent probably won't get it regardless. Oh yeah, we're driving left, so yeah, it will be Hong Kong, actually. So we'll probably pick up a few thousand points here. Assuming our opponent is not too close. Yeah, a couple thousand points there. Hasty send, but against someone this rating who seems to be completely legit, that is definitely the strat we want to go for. Okay, next one here. Northern India, red brick architecture with lots of like rice fields and everything. Some eucalypts as well, maybe? Oh, no, not really. But so yeah, definitely Northern India, maybe Western Uttar Pradesh. It definitely kind of feels like Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, maybe Bihar. And that's pretty much the only ones that look like this, in my opinion. So, yeah, it was Uttar Pradesh. Should have pushed it a little bit further east, but the middle hedge by our opponent is fairly powerful anyway, so it was never going to be too many points on that one. Okay, next one here. Just hoping the multis don't bring us something crazy. So we're in Thailand here. Fairly standard round. Not really seeing anything that would make me want to go like deep north or deep south. I think our opponent's going to go near Bangkok as well, and I think that's what I'll do too. It could be south. I don't think it's north. That seems highly improbable, but it could be south. So I'm just going to hedge it here. We'll see what our opponent does here, and it was actually south. Our opponent goes a bit more in the east, and it's going to be again fine damage. Not quite as nicely as I would have liked to have guessed there, but at the end of the day, it didn't matter too much. Hopefully, 1.5 times damage now, and we are in Chile, and it says via Monterrey. I doubt that's findable, but we could give the coast a quick scan in a minute. Anyway, we got the yellow lines between as well. That's kind of unusual for Chile, but it's very dry here. I think Iquique is probably like a fine guess here, as far as I could tell. And we are going east-west into the hills, so Yeah, not too sure here. I'm just going to go for this, but I just hope it's not like somehow quite south here. Our opponent should know it's Chile, but maybe the yellow lines would throw him off. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely Chile. The double signpost, the poles. And it was all the way near Arica there, indeed on the border. And yeah, definitely gettable, but I didn't really, well, I don't know. I didn't really want to commit that far. Okay, double damage now. Hopefully the country's easy. It's Japan, not the best site. What are the vibes here? Maybe Tokyo feels quite good to me here. I don't see any Tokyo pole tops, but the vibes could certainly fit for Tokyo, I believe, or a bit further north. I don't think it's Hokkaido, but yeah, and we don't have striped guy wires, which you normally have in the north, right? So maybe I actually push it a little bit further west here of Tokyo or something like that. I don't want to like trip myself off a good guess here. I probably should just go Tokyo given the flatness. I will. Let's see here. And it was Tokyo. Nice, nice, nice. And double damage, that's almost enough now. Well, very close to 1.8k, man. If we lose this one now, I'm going to be mad because, I mean, yeah, the multis are kind of unnecessary on NMPZ for the most part. Or like, in this rank at least. Okay, next one. Looks like it's going to be Europe. We have a round pole. We have 2023 coverage. Do we have any Alps architecture? We do. Okay. So I think Slovenia then, with the pole, makes the most sense here. I do think so. Could be wrong. Could be Czechoslovakia. Could be like a really interesting Czechia. Definitely think I'm preferring Slovenia here though, just because of landscape, fairly tall hills, and then this pole. Oh, the pole could be either, I mean, but the house over here specifically. Looks Alpsish, and it is. Okay, so there we go, GG's. Well, survived by Hingle there. Do we get anything? Because if not, then it's like, gosh, do I even do these on camera? We do gain a rating. Okay, so that's at least something here. Let's run it back again and see if we get NM or NMPZ, or how long it takes us to find an opponent here. Very interesting choices for the matchmaking so far. Okay, we're back against Hingle here. Hingle? And we're standing to gain 1 rating, I presume, because we would have not taken much off of each other last time. We have a Chukogu guy wire here, so I'm going to go straight for that. Opponent should know it's Japan, but we're likely to be able to snag a better guess here. Fairly flat, fairly ricey here. For Chukogu, maybe Okayama could fit decently here. I don't know, like it's a decently flat area. Let's try that. But we only get 1 view here. It's once again NMPZ, so I should really check that at the start of every game, because I forget to read what it says at the start. It maybe should say it somewhere on the screen, but no, it's fine. I mean, if you forget, you forget. Totori there, that makes sense as well, and I guess is pretty good. It's going to be to the tune of 650 points there, so that's pretty gratifying for a round 1. Let's see what we get now. I hope it's like a wrong continent kind of round. No, but it is a fairly northern Norway here, I'd imagine. East of us, also like southeast of us, we have kind of a bay that's very cold looking. I wondered about here, you know. That could be something. Do these have hills on them? They do. Don't think I quite like that much of a commit, but it's definitely up here somewhere. Yeah, like Kungsfjord or something like that here. I don't know. I think that like something around here was probably better anyway, but let's just hedge it all the way north here, between all the kind of fjords up here. But yeah, I mean, long dashes on the outside here, red house, kind of brightly colored houses. It was over here. Okay, we didn't look at that, but that is 1,000 points of damage again there. Good guess from the opponent, honestly. Like, Hingle's definitely keeping up indeed. Next one here, ooh, yellow dashes on the outside. I think I'm going to fast send this one in Northern Ireland. So, or yeah, normal Ireland. So we have the yellow dashes, which is just really common in Ireland. Sometimes New Zealand as well. And then we got wooden poles and everything looks Irish. And it was south. I definitely considered south. The mountainous stuff is mostly on the west coast. And there's a good amount of it in the deep southwest. So... but I didn't think it looked that warm. Sometimes it looks warm there. Next one here, Italy. I mean, I thought Spain or Portugal. Fancy, we have very fancy chimneys here. Maybe this is Portugal, actually. Fancy chimneys is like a lot of the time like Lisbon and south, and particularly deep south Portugal. I kind of like it. The architecture could certainly be. I'm going to try it here. You know, we're against a low-rated opponent. Oh, that was my very first thought. No cap. My very first thought was Balearics. And then I saw the houses look relatively Portuguese. Maybe not all the way, but then with the fancy chimneys as well, I decided to commit. Next one here should be Turkey. We got this pole. How far east do we want to go? I feel like this is relatively far east. I'm going to go outside of order here, but can be as far west as like Karabuk, I think, or maybe as far east as Georgian border. So this is probably a good hedge. On Jules, you basically have to do a lot of hedging because at the end of the day, it's just about the distance. And wow, that was down there near Adana. Was not expecting that. 77 points of damage. Our opponent, Loki, making the better guess there, but we are still closer, fortunately. And double damage now. Okay, we're in the US. Not the type of round I exactly like to see, but at least it's only double damage, not anything more. Midwest somewhere, I guess. It's fairly hilly. Like, it could be Iowa, but there's not that much crop growing going on. 2021, is this Canada? I feel like the signs we have feel more American to me. But 2021 is a bit sus for like a dirt road in the middle of nowhere in the US. So maybe I should hedge it up a bit here. Hedge it on the border or something like that. Because that is quite, like, 2021. Like, most of this dirt road stuff has been done much more recently, I feel. What's the worst that could happen? The worst that could happen is it's Kansas. Or, Missouri. No, it wouldn't be Missouri. Kansas or Nebraska. So, yeah, I think I will guess on the border here. Don't love it. Really don't love it. But, yeah, the fact that it's old coverage makes me think it may be there. I mean, let's just hope our opponent has no idea and goes for a silly guess. Okay, it was Iowa. What I was thinking. And we are closer by a good margin here, but our opponent also went Canada, as did we, so it's kind of funny. Next one here, 2.5 times damage. And we appear to be in France. Long outer dashes, arrows in the middle of the road. Feels very good for France. Landscape's not the greatest, but certainly can make sense. And we do have the long dashes in the center as well, actually. So definitely liking France here. Avignon area, maybe, made the most sense to me. Could be maybe closer to Toulouse as well. I couldn't discount course, but it's probably too flat for course, all in all. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think our opponent gets this. There's no real clues here, in my opinion. So, yeah, we'll see. But feeling like this might be the last round of the duel. And indeed, it was near Avignon. And our opponent goes Greece, indeed. GG's to the opponent. That's just the kind of thing. You need to know the road lines, and it can be difficult to learn. You basically just have to play a lot of games to get a feeling for them. But Greece would not have dashed outer lines basically ever, so that's a good one. You would see it in Spain sometimes, but rarely in Greece or Italy. And will we face the same opponent again? I feel like that might be the case. Hingle. So I mean, a lot of people complaining when I set up a duel against someone else the other day, but this is what you get if you don't set up duels on the current system, which is, as we've heard, being getting rid of, so that's good. But yeah, okay, next one here. Southwestern Norway to me. The metal cap on the top of the pole wouldn't be a North American thing. And then, yeah, we just have like these very epic mountains. Could be Lofoten as well. But I thought the trees looked too healthy. Maybe now that I'm looking at it again, some of these trees are pretty... Okay, well, we made the right guess. Our opponent's in Serbia, kind of hedging for the Balkans, I guess. Reasonable. It was hard to get a vibe off that one on NMPZ, to be fair. But, yeah, it's interesting. Next one here. And we're in Indonesia or Thailand. Single yellow, Thai pole in the distance there. We maybe should just go here because this kind of looks like Indonesia, so our opponent may miss that. Now, is it south, though? Is it south, though? We do have fairly red soil, though, so I think it should be eastern Thailand here. And it is. Nice guess. Nice guess from the opponent as well. So we stand to gain one more rating here. I mean, it could be worse, I guess. Zeros are demoralizing. Ones I can at least cop. But for the risk reward, it makes no sense to play these duels. Like, definitely 1 in 20 times he's going to beat me on NMPZ. Anyway, hopefully this is not the one. We're in Germany here. It says Strasse. And what are the vibes here? Maybe more... We have like an interesting, like, alpine-looking barn. Not sure I trust that. I think I'm going to click middle here. Because this could really be anywhere to my mind. So yeah, I'm just going to click middle of Germany here. Let's see where it actually is. And okay, it was actually Eastern Germany in Saarbrücken. And our opponent goes in Lithuania. Definitely a reasonable guess. I didn't know it was Germany until I saw where it said Strasse. So yeah, that always helps. The next one here is we got the back of the car. We're driving left, are we? Yeah. So we should be in the UK, not too far north, I think. It kind of looks like that one that Geoguessr drove on here. The one he had been on in real life. You know, let's just go for it, guys. You only live once. Let's see if if I could somehow have remembered the highway. That it was from the video where he had to guess places he'd been in real life, or he had to go until he'd been somewhere in real life. And of course, it was just southern, and the middle plonk works. That's probably closer to where I would have gone otherwise, but you know, you got to try something sometimes. Keep it entertaining for you guys. Smash like, by the way. Next one here, Pong District in Thailand. Feels fairly northern to me. I'm not seeing any palm trees here, and it is quite hilly as well. Pong, I don't think is actually a big place, but we could kind of search on the map. I mean, things are really hard to search for in Thailand. But, I mean, I guess we'll just hope our opponent doesn't Google this one. Seems like the opponent's completely legit, but it is always a concern when you just load in like this with a big old sign there. But yeah, I don't think Pong is any of these places. I think it's a small place, looking at the landscape, biggish mountains, agriculture. I'm definitely liking a guess like this. And it is all the way north there. And that will be GG damage. So well played to the opponent there. And it only just was, but yeah, it was a fun game. And we're 4 out of 20 now. Flawlessing, basically. And we gain another rating. So that is at least something here. My win ratio is happily going up. So that's at least something, I guess. But okay, next one here. What a surprise. It's Hingleberry. Becoming a legend of the channel is Hingleberry. And let's see what we got. Next one here. Looks like we have striped black and white guardrails here. So Russia and Ukraine could seriously screw me up. These pole paintings are really common, I think, near railroads in Russia and Ukraine, so I don't really trust that. I didn't make up my mind if it's Russia or Ukraine yet. I think it should be Russia, but I do not know where it is. So I guess I'll kind of hedge for Ukraine here. I might go Volgograd or something like that here. And it was actually Orenburg. Opponent goes in Ukraine, very reasonable guess. I mean, the road quality was terrible, so that kind of makes quite a bit of sense to me. But my guess was not too bad, so even if they happened to 5k, it would have been fine to me. Next one here in South Africa, and we have cropland and, you know, patches of trees. We're on the S122 something here. Not going to worry about that. It's a very small road. But I will worry about where exactly this is. It's dead flat, like south and slightly southwest. I'm just going to go like this. Although that's easily too populated where I've clicked right here. I don't know. Should be somewhere in here. And I'm just going to leave it. Where is it actually? Okay, it was in that area. Very nice. Opponent makes a decent guess too. Definitely looks like that out here, but just less agricultural. Bit less flat as well. I mean, where we clicked is like one of the flattest areas of South Africa, I feel. Anyway, next one here. Looks like France to me. French architecture, I want to say. Not guaranteed, though. We do have the long lines. That feels good for France. Trees are a bit weird. Could be Corsica to me, I think. Long antenna could also fit for Corsica, I believe. Roofs are interesting. Like, we have shingled, like, walls here, which I don't know what I really think of. It could also be northern Spain to me. That's actually the other option here. These road lines are not quite as common in Spain, but maybe it could be Galician architecture. I think it's France all in all. But it's hard to guarantee it. Let's see if we can get anything out of Zoom. Not really. Okay, well, yeah, not too sure here. I will go Corsica. I could just as easily see it being elsewhere. And it was actually northwestern Spain. A bit of a shame there. There was road lines baited me a bit, but I think I would have hedged had it been a late round in the Pyrenees, because I don't think my opponent was going to guess Corsica, but it is where I thought it was. Okay, next one here. Golden grass in the middle of nowhere in the US with kind of dark soil. Often reminds me of Washington State. It is very flat for Washington State here, to be fair. But I still kind of like that. Where would this be if it's out east? I mean, I think I could definitely see it being Montana and maybe Wyoming. And maybe like eastern Colorado could be an interesting call here because it's so flat and kind of dead. But I think Washington. Oh, wow, we 5k'd there. Excellent guess. And our opponent goes Nebraska there. Thank you to the opponent. Send the cool emoji. And we're through to 1.5 times damage here. Let's see what happens. And so we're in Argentina, and it looks fairly normal. I'm just going to click it like this. I think our opponent might not know it's Argentina. Giveaway here. Well, we have a bit of car glitch here, which helps, but no, I just recognized the round as being Argentina. It looks like US because of the lines, but not quite. Like the vibes are a bit off. It looks more like Australia, a bit Southern Hemisphere vibes. Let's see where our opponent is. And yeah, as I said, opponent goes US there. Better to just go quickly, and that is, of course, GG. So we'll play to the opponent there. And let's head in once again, of course. So let's see if we can... well, I don't know. How long have I been recording now? It's almost time to end the episode. I think we'll go for a few more here. Obviously, wanting to get as many wins as we possibly can here. And who would it be this time? It is Anders, who's a 1.1k, almost 1.2k. So there's a few rating on the line here. And we're in no moving instead. So let's get in our no moving shoes on and see how we're able to go. Okay, so US with these buses, or Canada, potentially. No front plates here. And do we have any bollards or anything? Not really. Oh, we do have bollards there. Can't really make them out. I think it's US, though, not Canada. I don't know where, though. Is it Appalachians? That seems most likely. Could be like a West Virginia. But there's really not much here. I do admit there is really not much. Plate almost looks a bit green, but surely this is not Vermont. Nor Colorado or something like that. No. Okay, well, yeah, all in all, I think like Pennsylvania slash West Virginia is my call, so I'm just going to guess there and call it a day. Not really sure where this is. And it was actually in Tennessee. Tennessee does have slightly green plates sometimes, I think, so that makes sense, but opponent goes for the same guess. Whenever an opponent goes the same guess on round 1 as me at this rating, I'm always a little worried. It means they're, you know, thinking things through to a fairly good degree. Okay, we have no antenna here, so that's more likely to be Eastern 2024 concrete highway in Kazakhstan, southwesterly angle on a major highway here. So it's not going to be that, that's southeast, so maybe just outside Karaganda or something like that here. You know, it does feel quite warm. Not really sure how often Karaganda looks like that. Maybe it is a bit further. I don't know, though. Do we have anything on the car? Not really. I don't know. I feel like I'm fine with the guess. It's pre-multi, so I'm just going to go. And okay, it was a 5k by our opponent there. Sucks. I mean, I just haven't really... Maybe there was actually signs. Oh, didn't really think of looking at that, but didn't really matter anyway, because it's pre-multis, so that is fine, but let's not lose this. Next one here, we are in the US or Canada. Whoa! Topodic glitch. Let's get the car here. So car's the Canadian one. It's good to know. Feels like we're in the Badlands, right? Or whatever it's called. In like Saskatchewan, Alberta, right? I feel. Pole tops. Don't feel particularly well. So it's not too helpful. I think it's somewhere around here though. Okay. Can we gain anything else here? I think our opponent will probably go US here, so maybe I should just send... Like, it feels like around the rivers here, right? That's kind of where you get these weird, like, river hills. Can also be around Medicine Hat, so we are in the right area, in my opinion. It would be a weird one for elsewhere. And I think our opponent might go, like, Nebraska or Kansas or something, I hope, anyway. And, wow, opponent completely missed it, goes Bulgaria, which is fortunate for us, because we didn't get the best guess there. It's going to be a good amount of damage, though. Okay. Well, Saskatchewan, though. A bit further east. Good to know that those big riverbanks happen over there as well. Next one here is a very famous road in Botswana. I'm hoping I can do the finishing blow here. Let's line it up here. No point in not doing it. We're going directly east-west, and it's slightly waving. Let's just go like that. So, yeah, this road has, like, the kind of purplish sky, purplish road, very overcast, dead leaves everywhere. That's this highway here. So... in Botswana, if you know some roads, it's super useful because you can rule them out, and then you can 5k them when you get it like this, and our opponent makes a good guess, so keeps him in the game, which is impressive. Well done, Anders. We get a bit of damage there. 1.5 times damage now. Let's see what we get. And so, we are near a bunch of places here. None I recognize. Seyagazi is nearby, and we have these rolling green hills. That's interesting to me. Feels like quite near Ankara to me or something like that. Or maybe Konya. Wait, what? So what angle do we have mountains here? We only have hills, to be honest with you. We only have hills. Okay, so let's see if we can get into the map here and find Sayit Ghazi. So I was kind of thinking this area. Sayit Ghazi is there. Okay, nice. And let's see, that would be to our south, and we are going like this. So we're probably somewhere around here. On this road here. Send it like that. And okay. And again, the right road there, a little bit further up to the west there, and that is going to be a good game to the opponent. Honestly, pretty happy with that one. And we gained 3 rating, which is more than we've been able to do for the rest of the episode. Let's head in one more time here and see if we face the same opponent. Honestly, the no move there went pretty nicely. Of course, like, there are particular advantages you can gain on no move compared to someone who doesn't know a lot of meta, but when I face another pro on no move, definitely prefer to be going on an NPZ. Okie dokie, next one here. We have a champion this time, Mr. Blunder, 1.2k rated. That's more like it. And we're going to be in Korea for the first one. That's not really like it. Not my favorite. We're in no moving again here, so hopefully we can make that work. Opponent makes a nice Korean guess to start off with here. But no sweat off my back, guys. No skin off my back. I think I'm absolutely fine with that. Okay, next one here. Can we get a fairly difficult one? Let's find out. So we got Indonesia. We're driving left here. We have a white tag on the pole, quite common in Sulawesi, but not only there. Pole tops do look Sulawesi here. We've got a bay to our east. Like, this is quite distinctive, surely. It's quite dry as well. I do think that we are talking about like a north central Sula action here. Could we be looking at that maybe? So, so we're kind of going along like this. And then we're inside some kind of a cove here. What I looked at here looks pretty decent, but I think the mountains we'd see a bit bigger. What about Gorontalo? Do you ever get a place like this? Is this just a... It's not a lake, I don't think. It's something interesting along here. So let me try and visualize it. We look north. And we've got this kind of big inlet here. It could be up Monado Way. Wasn't really liking that as much. Don't think it's that. No. Maybe this, actually. No, I don't like that as much. I'm going to leave it there. Okay, it was this instead. Oh, yeah. Makes sense. I kind of thought it'd be bigger on the map, but that's okay. Opponent's guess is also fine, so... I mean, it was pre-multis, but I wanted to try and cook it up because... Didn't really know if the opponent would get in the right region anyway. Next one here, looking like Finland. Check for 2022, because that's the most common in Finland, especially on side roads. And then the plate is slightly shorter in Finland as well, which is something I picked up on recently. This doesn't look like it's too far north to me. Just going to slam it in that central southern area, the blob. And our guess is in. Yeah, I mean, Finland, you know, you don't really need to know too much, but 2022 is very common in Finland, so that's a good one. And, you know, it's also common in Norway and Sweden, to be fair, but everything made sense. And also no antenna as well. I don't think Finnish Gen 4 ever has antenna, which is the same in some countries. Okay. Next one here, Uruguay. Ooh, it feels like kind of eastish to me. Very generic round, though. Let's slam it in here. Let's go, are we going southeast? Don't really mind this here, I think. That'll probably be a bit flatter. I don't know, I'll just go like this. And okay, was a bit further up there. Not too bad. Opponent also makes a nice guess there. And we do 80 points of damage, so not a bad start to this last duel. Definitely playing solid. 1.5 times damage now. What do we get? Looks like it's going to be some Philippines. Okay, Philippines can be good for me. This definitely looks north. So we look north, we have a ridge there. And I can easily, because that's north of us, I can easily imagine how that looks on the map. And south of us, we don't appear to have any mountains. So this is like potentially a good old 5k. Not really, but you know, a 5k-ish area to me. So that, we could be looking at that maybe. So we look directly north, no, because it kind of cuts around. Okay, what about... This should pop out to me, I feel, unless I'm missing something. It's almost certainly the north of the Philippines, though. Maybe just down here as a hedge, in case it is something else here. In fact, that ridge could work well enough, so I'll just go for it. And, okay, yeah, it was that ridge. Very nice. As I said, should have been gettable, and that's going to be a good amount of damage there, 1.2k. Definitely playing nicely right now, guys, but what can you expect? I'm playing Geoguessr every day of the week at the moment, so, you know, you should expect some improvement. The next one here is Turkey. We have the white car with the short antenna, very common there. This is very hazy as well, I'm noticing. We're going east-west. Ramada. It's not an easy one, actually. I don't really know where this is. I got a south vibe. Few trees on these hills over here, by the way. I think it's just down here. I think it's just down here on one of these highways, to be honest with you. And the hills, well, they're not that big, so that could definitely fit for that area. I'm going to go for it here, guys. It's 2 times damage, so I'm not too worried about a commit like this. And okay, it was down on that area. So, yeah, just taking him apart so far, to be honest with you. And it's almost knockout damage. Should have tried to line it up a bit, maybe. 2.5 times damage now. If I lose this one, it's so Jova. Okay, what have we got? We got Bolivia. And it feels like La Paz to me. I definitely like La Paz. Just trying to make sure that nothing doesn't fit or anything like that. We have a yellow plate there. Is this Peru, actually? Yeah, there's no blue on that plate. Okay, let's look for an electricity counter. That's the next step on around like this. Is that a Peru one? Yeah, that's a Peru. What? Oh, wait a minute. I would say more southern then. If I thought Bolivia, I don't think it's going to be North Peru. I would say Cusco area instead. So let's just end out the duel, hopefully, and go here. And wow, I think we may actually end out the duel. It was North. And it is the GG. So there we go. Virtues to clicking middle in Peru, I guess. But we gain another 3 there. Let's see where that puts us in Australia and the world. So ending it off here, we have 16, 15 puts us 6th in Australia. Rose up a little bit there. And globally, we are, right now, 69th. Nice. Okay. Just above Repler as well. Nice. Okay, so thank you for watching, everyone, and I will see you guys in a video very soon. Till next time, and goodbye.